Let's quickly look at accrued expenses. When we talk about accrued expenses, we're concerned with the expenses that we've incurred during the year, because that's the picture that we want to paint. We want to paint the true picture of the expenses incurred. When we talk about the word incurred right here, that means whether what you can ask yourself, have we used or consumed the service or the product? So if you think of water and electricity, have we used or consumed the water and electricity for that specific period in question? If the answer is yes, then we can say that the expense should have been incurred, because even though you may not have paid for the water and electricity, you've used the service and you should actually have paid. So now you are going to owe the municipality who provides the water and electricity, and that amount that we owe is going to be recorded against the accrued expense account, which is going to be a liability because we owe the municipality money. For example, there could be other expenditures that you've also, or services or expenses that you've also incurred, but you've not yet paid them. Let's quickly look at an example of this. If we look at, let's just clear our calculator here. There we go. We look at number 3, water and electricity used during the month of June 2013 amounted to 2370, and this has not yet been paid. The second part here says it's not yet been paid, but it has been used during June. Okay, so we've used it, we've not yet paid. That means we owe money, so we need to incur and add to our expenses to show the true picture. Our year end is on the 30th of June, so we can draw our financial year. As always, we start with a timeline. There we go, there's my financial year, and the first day of the year will be on the 1st of July 2012, and the last day is on 30 June 2013. So what is the current picture? Well, let's look at our current picture here. This is our current picture, which is shown in the pre-adjustment trial balance. And this is not the true picture, which is what we're aiming towards. Current picture says my water and electricity is 26070. So if we go here and we fill in our current picture, now the current picture will normally be the expense that we've paid. And the expense that we paid here is 26070. And we're not, let's just have a look here. For how many months did we actually pay this? Well, we're not sure, but we know that we have not yet paid for the last month, June 2013. So in all likelihood, we have used the water and electricity for all 11 months except this last month of June 2013. So the true picture would actually have been, or not would have been, the true picture is that we have used water and electricity for the whole 12 months. There we go, there's the true picture. We've used it for the whole financial year, and that is going to be our expenses incurred. Good. What is my expenses incurred? Because the difference between the true picture and the current picture is going to be my adjustment. And if we look here, my adjustment is going to be this last month here that we have not yet paid. We've used the services, we've used the water and electricity, but we've not yet paid that. Sorry, let me just get this a little bit, make it a little bit longer. There we go. last month. Sorry, that's a bit of a bad picture, but nevertheless, you get the idea. This last month we have not yet paid. We used the water and electricity during this month, but it's not yet been paid. So we are going to have to increase our expense from 26,070 with the amount for the last month, which is 2370. The water and electricity used during June amounted to 2370. So that was June's water and electricity, 2370. Right, so we've used that in addition to what we've paid currently. Those two figures together is going to give me the true picture, which in this case, we'll quickly work that out with our calculator. There we go. We say 26070 plus the amount that we used in the last month, 2370, and that is going to give me the answer, which is how much water and electricity we've used for the whole year, which is 28440. 28440. There we go. Let's quickly show this on our T accounts and on our post-adjustment trial balance. So what has happened here? We start off with our opening balance for water and electricity. It's an expense, so the total is going to be filled in on the debit side, 26070. Then we had our adjustment of 2370. This adjustment is water and electricity that we've used but not yet paid. So we owe money to the other party. So that's going to be a liability that has increased. So my liability increases here, 2370. And that is that in terms of the ledger. So I debit my water and electricity, I credit my accrued expense account, and then finally I can complete my post-adjustment trial balance for water and electricity and accrued expenses. My new water and electricity amount is the 26070 plus the 2370 adjustment, and we already calculated that to be this 28440. That's the true picture, so we can fill that in, 28440. That's how much water and electricity we actually used, and our accrued expense is what we owe. It's a liability. Remember, if a liability increases, debt click tells us that is going to go on the credit side. Debt click credit, liabilities, incomes and capital. So this is going to be a credit, 2370. I can think of accrued expenses in the same way as any other current liability. For example, creditors control. It's also going to be a current liability. Good. That's that for accrued expenses.